living in the 21st century, in the age of Google Earth, and even in the age of space travel, it's hard to imagine a place that man has not been on this Earth. Has our wanderlust led us to every single corner and crevice of the Earth, or are there still areas that have gone untouched? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today I am asking, what was the last place to be discovered on Earth? And are there places still yet to discover? So we now know that humans originated in Africa, and more specifically, Ethiopia. It is thought that humans began to evolve 2 million years ago, but became Homo sapiens as we know them today around 200,000 years ago. Once humans had evolved roughly to the kind of species we know now, they began to move out of Africa and spread across the world in what I would describe as a slow seeping migration. It took humans around 70,000 years to spread as far down as the tip of South Africa and across the small body of water separating Africa and Yemen. Crossing water, of course, takes more time. From Yemen in the east, humans moved over to Israel around 100,000 years ago. Over the next 60,000 years, they would move through the Philippines and then into the continent of Oceania. They went via Indonesia and then down into Australia, approximately 40,000 years ago. There, discovery stopped for tens of thousands of years. Of course, Australia was later rediscovered in the 1600s by the Dutch, and again in the 1700s by Captain James Cook. Meanwhile, around the time humans were venturing into Australia in the southeast, further north they were moving into China. Meanwhile, in the west, they were pushing into Greece. Humans first infiltrated Europe 45,000 years ago, traveling then on into Italy, Germany, and the UK via a now non-existent land bridge. Portugal was the last area of mainland mass Europe to be discovered around 24,000 years ago. Then Scandinavia and Ireland, both around 11 to 12,000 years ago, which was the midst of the evolution for light-skinned Europeans. As humans began spreading across Europe, humans from Asia were walking over into North America via an ancient land bridge that connected the two. The first humans wandered into Alaska around 30,000 years ago, and over the next 15,000 years, they would spread sparsely into the whole continent of North America. Then, over the next 1,200 years, they would spread into South America. After all of the continents had been discovered, humans gradually started to cross oceans to find larger islands like Greenland, which was discovered in around 2500 BCE and later rediscovered and colonized by the Vikings. Around this time, humans moved into Malta and Puerto Rico. Hawaii became inhabited in 290 AD, then was left alone until 1778 when Europeans invaded and brought smallpox. Thanks, Europeans. Gradually, the islands of Madagascar, the Bahamas, and other such medium-sized islands were found. Iceland was discovered by the Vikings in the 9th century, and the last major discovery was New Zealand around 700 to 800 years ago by the Polynesians. After the discovery of New Zealand, it was really only small or remote islands. The majority of uninhabited islands were found by European colonists. For example, the Falklands was discovered in the late 1600s, the Seychelles in the late 1700s. In these days, it was pretty commonplace for Europeans to claim ownership of pre-inhabited land or wind up shipwrecked on tiny islands. Pretty much all of the land that could be settled on had been by the 1800s, all but Antarctica, which was first discovered on foot in 1895, the last big discovery. Of course, while pretty much all land masses on planet Earth have been discovered, it is quite possible that there are still places that we do not know about yet. We are constantly rediscovering historic civilizations, artifacts, or even dwellings we did not know existed. And of course, there are very remote areas that humans do not really travel. While we have set foot in the Arctic and Antarctica, they're so harsh and remote that humans have not traversed every area of their land. There are some places that humans have never been there. The same goes for extremely remote areas of Canada and Russia. Again, few have climbed the highest mountains, and those that have taken pre-mapped routes. There are dense areas of rainforest unexplored by man, as well as extremely hot deserts. Similarly, we know very little about our ocean. We know that the Mariana Trench exists, but there could be other deep ridges and caves in the ocean that are simply too dangerous to access. So there we have it. The last major discoveries on Earth were New Zealand and Antarctica, but that does not mean that there are not places left to explore. Of course, humans do have the run of the Earth, and I'm sure that one day we will have fully traipsed the land. But we are not yet living in those times. Right now, half of the world's population lives on about 1% of its land. Think about that. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Life's Biggest Questions. I hope that you have learned a thing or two. I, for one, am now wondering what the last place in our solar system or even our galaxy that we discover will be. Where will we travel to next? I mean, that is the beauty of questioning. It always leads to deeper thoughts. If you want to continue to question with me, make sure you're subscribed and that your notifications are on. I'm Rebecca Felgate. I'll see you guys in the next video. But for now, stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.